Alright, let's just take care of the movie series. Robocop, excellent movie. Robocop 2, an okay movie. Robocop 3, why? Why is this movie ever made? This movie is awful by pissing all over the first two movies. I didn't watch it, never plan to watch it, and the less I know, the better. I already talked about the NES game, and I know it sucks. This is another one of these games that belongs on a pile of shitty movie-based games. Until I tackle the rest of the NES trilogy, let's take a look at some of the stuff I forgot to mention in my last review. First off, you have to navigate through each level before the time runs out. You heard me. The bar that is labeled with a T is your time limit. The only way to fill it up is to use these batteries that you find on the ground. The weirdest thing you had to do is to teabag the items before you get to take it. That's sick! If you see an item on the ground, you should just run by the thing, not by doing a tease in a first-person shooter. Anyway, also at the bottom of the screen is Robocop's gun, his ammo count which is infinite. I wish they did the same thing with continues, but no. They just wanted to cash in these movie successes. This is what these movie-based games are all about. Quantity over quality. That's bullshit. Second, the game never plays fair to the player because of cheap hits. These thugs in brown comes out of nowhere in no specific pattern. They could drive you insane. Now, do I have to say anything about the music? Yes, the soundtrack is awful. For the majority of the game, you only hear the 8-bit version of the Robocop theme. Sounds okay, but that's just lazy. The graphics look okay for the time, so I don't mind it at all. I did say that this game has limited continues, but the game says let's challenge again. The game just tricks you it has unlimited continues until it has the nail in the back of your head to hammer you back to reality! So fuck it, with all that said, the game sucks. Concluded. Well, you heard me rant about Robocop, now you hear me rant about it again. Since we're on the subject, let's continue on reviewing the NES trilogy with Robocop 2. Is it better than the first installment? Well, I'm gonna be the judge of this. Now to start things off is that the title screen looks badass. I like it. So the improvements in this game is that we can jump, we have lives, and we have unlimited continues. I've been asking for this for the last game, and that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Well, the positives ends here. The purpose of the game, you have to complete the level in a specific mission. The problem is that if you fail, you have to start all over. Now that's complete bullshit. So all you have to do, you have to jump and shoot your way through this game. But there is one problem here. Robocop has a slow pace when he runs, which makes it difficult to jump to higher platforms. Also, he slips around on the floor like he's got banana peels for shoes. Do I have to say something else about the game? Yes, this game likes bottomless pits. Now if you're playing on an old glass TV like this, you'll never figure out where the water pits are at. That could throw you off a nearby cliff for crying out loud! So by going through the first level, I managed to do the best I can. So I got a message to say to proceed to firing range. Which means I was so close to get it perfect. But by the way, what is up with Robocop here? He looks just as bored as I am. So anyway, the shooting range has a time limit of shooting all the thugs pointing a gun at you. I heard if you fail this mission, it sends you back to the previous level. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. You can find some clocks to increase your time and some bullet stashes to refill your ammo. So if you manage to shoot all the thugs just like I did, then you won't have a damn problem and you can move on to the next level. The next level is at a factory where we have to save the hostages in here, but don't take too long or they will commit suicide. Well, since I'm here, I have to say that the level design is just fucking ugly. Well, it's because any hit from any hazard in this level will count as a one-hit death. You know, some stuff like electricity and gears. The most you will counter is the gears, and they're gonna annoy the shit out of you. I never managed to beat this level. The only problem I've gone is just I keep dying and dying and dying and dying and dying and dying and dying! Robocop will try again? Not on my watch, he won't! This game will have a taste of freezer burn! Well, now that I'm done with that shit, let's finish this off with Robocop 3. You know, it's kind of ironic. This game is solo made by Ocean, which of course they made the Robocop game in the arcade, which transferred into the NES, and they also worked on with the sequel. This makes me get curious. What else did they did solo? Ah, great, that's fantastic! Once you made Waterworld on the Virtual Boy, you can't possibly make a good game after that! Not a game at all! Now I really don't want to do this game, but I'll just have to get this over with. First off, the title screen looks a bit sloppy in my opinion. Also, I never mentioned that, like Robocop 2, the options are kind of weird. Of course, we got the standard start and continue. The weird is we get an option to turn the music or sound effects on or off. So if you turn the music off, it'll be like you're playing an Atari game. Turning off the sound effects, well, it lets you listen to the soundtrack. Now moving on, I already know the problems in this game. First, Robocop can shoot in 3 directions. Straight, diagonally up, and diagonally down. Now let's compare that with a better shooting game. Yes, I'm comparing this to Contra. As you can see in Contra, you get to shoot in all 8 directions. That makes it easier to shoot anyone that gets in your way. But unlike this game where they limited my choices. Second, the game has only 1 life. They really stuck the formula from the first game. Speaking of which, that's right, limited continues. This is where my frustration levels really enrage. Your life is dedicated by this energy on the top left. Once it's drained, game over. Well, to me, the best bet is to kill yourself. Now let me just go over with the other details. The graphics are weak for a 1993 game, the controls are stiff, and the music is not pleasant for my ears. You think the first game is bad? This is an insult to the first game! So fuck it, I'm not gonna waste my time with this massive shit! These games are only made just for one purpose. Money. These movie-based games are so easy to squeeze out a cash cow. But I'm not gonna be bothering with that anymore. It's been about 21 years since the last Robocop movie, and it's been about 21 years since the last Robocop game was made. So, my advice, don't play the games, just go see the movie. It's a lot more fun than what you expect to see, because playing with these games, it's just a waste of life.